you like that meme? I had to get y'all something, man. I had to I had to start doing something a little different than the just starting soon crap. I am not a graphic designer. Designing thumbnails is beyond me. I can do all this crap, but I cannot figure out how to cut and paste to make it look decent. So I'll just pull up something funny for y'all each time. Yeah, we had one of them days. It was a good day. More blood is better. Everyone should love a 1,000 point down Dow. 3.5, almost 4% down, or maybe 4% down. Let me look. 500 points, 4% on the Nasdaq. Everyone should be ecstatic about that. Two reasons. Most all of us were in puts for like the last week or two. And if you're if you're not into options and you're a buy and hold and sell it when it goes higher kind of person, you just got a hell of a discount today. It's been flat all week, hardly any trades to be made that meet our criteria of low risk, high reward. But it was a stunner day. Joseph, what about crab coin? I don't know, but I bet you got it, Joe. I bet you got it, Joe. You got them crab coins, bro. So here's why. Here's why it all turned around is not. I mean, in part by the Fed's hawkish tone, but I mean, look at the DXY. Look at the dollar. We got this big bullish engulfing candle came after we had broke down out of this symmetrical triangle. This continuation pattern this week broke out, tested, got rejected 3 times. Big bearish engulfing candle. But like I said early this morning, and I pointed out to everybody in Discord, every day that Jerome Powell is on TV and opens his mouth, we get some crazy whipsaw action. And I lined it out on the chart for everybody. And I'll show you that in a sec. But look at this candle. Just huge wick down. Insane. Then we have this big monster candle up. Now we're back to where it was. So now the time of the month today for sure. That time of the month. You're retarded, Joseph. So now our pattern's changed. And it looks even better. Where this was our pattern, we broke down out of it. And it does that. Symmetrical triangle really could go either way. Most of the time it's a continuation pattern. So let's get rid of it. And now a new pattern is emerging. And I like it, especially all the puts that we're in. Let's get it drawn up. Let's get it drooped up. Now that we have candles to go by. Looking pretty tasty. Something like that right there. Pretty juicy. A nice little downward sloping channel. Now we have the correct amount of touch points that we need for it to be valid. And this last little 4-hour candle that is now broke above it. So Monday, I'm hoping that we can see. Can you explain the DXY and why it plays a big role in your trades and charts? I sure can. Absolutely. Perfect question. And I accidentally discovered this correlation of the DXY and assets when I was learning to do this. And there's a lot of other people. There's 2 YouTubers with like 10, 20, 60,000 subscribers that I made this, I know them and I made it aware of. And now they just run rampant with it like they come up with the crap. It's the value of the dollar against other currencies. But you can just look at it as it's the dollar. You know, I don't care what you base it against, because all that matters is the up and down action. So, years ago when I was playing with this, and Joseph Pace, who is in the comments here, I told him, he was one of the first people I told about it. He knows. So, when the value of your dollar goes up, okay, in value, it's usually correlated with supply and demand, interest rates, and all that. If it's always, and I'm not 100% sure why, but when the value of your dollar is going up, you don't want to own assets with it because the assets are losing value. You can put that dollar, you can sell your assets, put your dollar into dollars and gain value. If you can get out while the dollar's high at near the top, when you see that big macro turn, then you take that high value dollar that gives you more purchasing power, turn around and buy assets that are lower. So that's pretty much, this is just what Wall Street does. During a bear market, they put all of their cash into cash. They get out of as many assets as they can, and they let the dollar grow in value and then buy cheap assets with it. So when the dollar goes down in value, it takes more dollars to purchase those assets. So if your dollar's worth 90 cents that month, it doesn't matter. So this is what correlates with the basket of other currencies. If you're buying shit from China and your dollar's worth 90 cents, then they don't care. They have their set price. You have to use more dollars to buy their product. It's really complicated crap. But all you should really worry about is when it's going up, assets are going down. That's crypto, and it is directly related to Bitcoin, and the DXY follow each other inversely to a T. And most tech stuff and most of the markets, it just does. And it like I said, it's all about where their yield is. So Wall Street wants to be in cash when value's going down, and they try to swap everything around and do that flipping at the turn. That's why I use the DXY, because it's such a strong indicator of if the chart of the DXY, like right now, let's review it. We've got a downward sloping channel right here. It's at the top. We're breaking out. We're trying to use it as support. It could be a fake out, but what we have down here on the momentum indicators, we've got, I'll draw you a line. We're losing all this negative momentum from higher to lower. Right there, lower levels of negative momentum. The RSI is still in the bullish control zone. So at this point, what we have right now on the DXY is Class A bullish divergence. It's the strongest form of divergence you can have. So it's not a shoe-in. It's like 78, 80%. But it most of the time, you've got an edge at this point. You know what I'm saying? And that's all we can do with trading, is that we can try to develop an edge from all the data presented. The data on the 4-hour DXY is showing upside. So all you can do is say that assets are going to go down. They're going to continue. If this breaks and runs, it could get pretty funky. I mean, the market could just get real nasty. And that's okay, because that's why you have puts and shorts, and I'm okay with that. I'm in so many puts right now that I picked up last week, the beginning of this week. We were flat all week. It took a minute for it to happen, but I kind of knew that this is where the Fed was going. All the numbers that the Fed's been putting out, and the numbers you can pull up yourself, it's just our economy's we're not at a turning point. There's no way that we just avoid that recession and it turns that quickly. It's just not going to happen. We're not ready for that. It's going to last a lot longer. So if you're not playing the market to the downside with options and shorts and things, this is not the market to be buying the dip. This is not the market to be trying to buy, hold, and sell short term when it rises in price. You're just not getting a lot of them bounces. This is more of like sell the rip or short the rip. You know what I'm saying? So that's it on the 4-hour. We can look out to the daily, and the daily's telling me the same thing. Here, I'll reset the chart. I mean, here's our previous high, and as of right now, we're breaking back above it. We tried to get rejected and double top, but we're just flagging out technically. We're losing that positive momentum, trying to head back negative. I don't know if that's going to hold. I think after today, and if we get a little bit more downside Monday, you're going to see this turn green again and start building one more time. On the weekly, now see, you've got the 4 hour. The daily is just not quite made that turn yet, but the weekly, look at the momentum on the weekly. It barely went red, and then we went right back to neutral. And now we're building positive momentum again. So now the weekly saying that we've got more upside. We're gonna scroll out here and look what we've done. We've broke these highs right here. These were pretty substantial points in history, and we're breaking them. So logically, it makes sense that the next high we could be somewhere in the 110 and a half is the small resistance, not a lot, but more than likely we see a 111.75. 111.75 should be the next area that could slow down and give us a little fit, because you've got multiple areas. I lied them. That 111 is going to be this choppy area right here. That, I mean, that's some pretty substantial stuff right there. You've got 4 areas of confluence in the history of the DXY. That's why we use it. If you can get a grasp on this and you've got something, now we've got the weekly, let's throw the daily out. Although it's probably about to turn Monday, we'll throw it out. We've got the weekly, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 15 minute. All the other time frames are pointing to upside except for one. That's your edge. That's your edge to trade this market. And it did just that. It did just that. We got 1,000 point plus down on the Dow. But it correlates Bitcoin really, really well. But there it is. There's that big W shape we talk about. Anybody who's been with me in the educational stuff, looking for that W, there she is. And we know the areas of resistance, but we got our big bullish W. Here's a big bearish M. And it chopped. But in case y'all didn't know, this is cool too. So Bitcoin's 2018 run, 17 to 18, here it is. I will brush it back out for you. There you go. There's where it started. There's the bull run. There's where it ended. Dollar was going down and Bitcoin was going up. Bear market, here was our last run, the end of 2020, 2021. That's where Bitcoin started out. There's the Bitcoin top of 65 and the one right next to it, the double top of 75. Dollar was going down. This is why crypto and assets are, you're just not in assets, man. That's all it is to it. So on the weekly, where we thought we would, maybe start seeing this divergence play out, it barely happened, and we started building again. It's gone, man. That's it. We've got a recession. We've got more downside ahead. So get into those puts. Got to get into those puts. We'll just go ahead and look at the Dow, because it's kind of, let's see who's calling me. Why are people always calling me all the damn time? Every time I get on stream, folks want to call me and say something to me. It's my wife. Because she doesn't know. Look at the Dow today. Look at that big, nasty candle showing up on the weekly, too. It showed up nice on the weekly. That's pretty awesome. We'll go down to the daily. Looks so much worse. I love it. But we had a little false breakout. What's the TNX? I'm going to be honest. I'm not right offhand. Anybody in the chat know? Is it a stock or is it an indicator? I don't know. TNX. Not right offhand. Doesn't ring a bell. I'm hard headed. I've got my few, and less is better to me. Less indicators. that you use, just be basic. The basics is all you need. There's so many variations of stuff, but it all tells you the same information. You know, they got the Ichimoku cloud. Okay, it tells you the same crap. And you got the was it the VTR or whatever? Yeah, same crap. I don't need all that. I use the basics. But the Dow, man, today, look at that. That's wild. That was wild. Is that the 10-year Treasury? Thank you, Jason. It's not technically an indicator. A bunch of people trade against it. So that's when they're talking about the yield curve inverting. I didn't know what the TNX was. I never looked at it like that. But when they talk about the yield curve inverting, it's like when the 10 and the 30 year, when a short time frame and a long time frame start inverting each other, when your yield's bigger to hold it a shorter amount of time than it is longer, that doesn't make sense. That's typically not a good time in the markets. But I don't think you're gonna get into bonds. Yo, what's up, JoJo? Old Reaper. There he is in the comments. But I love that. I was so tickled today to finally see that. RKT went to shit today. You're all welcome. Congratulations. A lot of people cleaned up on RKT puts. And we've entered and exit 2 new RKT positions this week. We killed it last week too. RKT is just one of those. It's a good company, but banks, somebody is just destroying. I mean, they've been around a long time, man. Rocket Mortgage has been around a minute. I've used them in the past, way back when. They're just, the stock price is getting beat to hell and back. Whoever's manipulating that, they got the guns out for them. I don't know why. But they're a quality company. They've got lots of good stuff on the horizon. And if you're a 5 or 10 year holder of those, you'll probably be rewarded very well. We saw how they ran up to 41 on some here, a year or so ago when they announced a special dividend and stuff like that. They've got plans in the works to do billions of dollars in buybacks and all that. They're all right. They're all right company, but doesn't matter. We don't care. That's not why we're here. We're here to short the crap out of something that's dying on a chart. All we're doing is shorting a chart. I don't care what their financials say, all that. I don't mess with earnings. Don't really care about all that. I mean, the chart's going to tell you. If you look at the chart, you're gonna see if they're doing well. I mean, if it's a company that constantly produces over expectations and income, people are going to invest in them. But in a bear market, that's what we got to understand is that none of that matters now. We're in a typical bear market. We've had a 10, almost 11-year bull run in assets. It's just time. It's just time. All this stuff you can try to, I guess, justify it. Everybody wants to try to find out why. It just does that, man. We have cycles. Bitcoin has a 4-year cycle. It's just not going to do jack. And everybody's like, keeps waiting for it to buy. It's not going to do jack. It's not going to do jack until it's time for its 4-year cycle. And that's facts. It's done it over and over again. You'll get little pops. You can get up to 50, 60% pops, which isn't massive on a chart move of Bitcoin and anything else. But we're just at the end of a cycle. We've got to have a recession, bear market, get that out of our system, because asset prices have to come back down to an affordable level. At some point, you start losing investors and everyday people's not buying $5,000 shares of Amazon. That's why they're splitting, because they get to raise capital and get people in there. It's a whole bunch of factors. None of it matters. None of it matters. All what matters is on this chart right here and what it's telling us to do. Let's look at Bitcoin while we're talking about it. All my crypto people. Look at her today. Look at that. That channel. It's been riding this channel. Been riding it. Finally broke down today. We'll look at the 4-hour. Yeah, I mean, it broke down. It's not even trying to back test right now. But you can go out daily. We were trying to lose momentum, like we were going to bounce back to the top of this channel. But Bitcoin just couldn't do it because it's so correlated now with tech stocks and the DXY. and it's linked up. One day, these assets will hopefully disconnect themselves from regular markets and things like that. But it's going to be hard to believe that, for the fact that if money's cheap, all right, if interest rates are low and money's cheap, and especially, which exacerbates it, if the government is handing out free cash, 0% interest almost to everyone, corporations, people alike, you can get a loan for that stuff. Why not? Why risk your money? Why not take that free, cheap money and risk it? And that's what people get stupid when the money is almost free, and they get very cavalier and buy risky assets like Bitcoin and like some of these crazy startups and tech stock. When money's expensive to borrow, you're not looking to risk that and be stuck with a stupid interest rate. You're looking to go into bonds, the 10-year treasury, 30-year, or whatever. You're looking to be in cash. You're looking to whatever gives you the safest yield. You're still getting a yield on your money, which I think today was like 3% on one of those bonds. I think on the 10-year was like 3% or some crazy shit. That's how Wall Street plays it, and you got to play with Wall Street. If you're trying to trade on news, you're getting burnt. If you're trying to trade on guess and how you got a feel for it and your cousin, I mean, whatever, cool. I mean, you try it, you get burnt the hell up. The weekly over here on Bitcoin, though, not looking good now. We were trying, you see what happened last time? We got 3 bars. Well, on the weekly, we got 3 bars, just little rally, and it never could materialize. And then, bam, we just sold off again. It looks like we're headed there again, guys. We got 3 little green bars. The positive momentum is nowhere to be found, and it's not going to be. And at one point, when this started playing out, I was kind of hopeful. We're down here on bad on the RSI, but we had some very nice looking divergence, triple divergence coming in. It's trying to play out. There could be a miracle. Who knows? But we're so close to sitting on top of that 2018 high, 2017-18 high. I think we're going to have to go down to the 14. Anywhere from 11.8 to 14 would make sense. Let's see. Yeah, actually like 11.9. 11.9 is just such an area of confluence, and I'll put us a line there so we can keep up with it, because I said it and I want to keep up with it. Right there. There we go. And now you can see, you can see it's more visual. We're closer to 11.9 than we are to 70K. We're in what looks to be a bear flag. You see, the last time we had one, what happened? Another dump. And if you're going to dump, you're going to dump to the next level of support. Well, the only areas of support you have around the 20K, and it's held pretty strong so far, is right there. And right there, just like 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 weeks. But if you want to look for the blockchain, hello, what's up, gang? What's going on, blockchain solution? If you're really wanting to find that level of strong support that we've been at, there's 2 of them for Bitcoin. One of them I hope we never see, but you can see on the way up right there, multiple times on the way down, we came back up and tested that 11.9 area as resistance, ran up here again. Now, it did wick up to 14K, but candle closes is what I look at a lot. That's where traders settle up. How many times? 1, 2, 3 weeks in the making right there. Multiple touches there. Multiple touches there. There. So, just common sense would say, if we're going to fall, that's it. That's your next level of support. For some weird reason, we bounced off this, what was it, 17K, which 1 candle high, 1 candle low. Not a strong support. We did it. I guess people have buy orders set, and that's fine. But I think before we can see a bottom, we're going to have to bleed out. It may not be a nasty dump, because look at the markets. Dow dropped 1,000 points today. Bitcoin, if you really look at where it started the day, how bad the daily candle was, It wasn't. You know, it wasn't that horrible. Move some of this crap out of the way. That was terrible on August 19th. Today wasn't that bad. You know, the most of the selling's over. I think most of the sellers in the crypto market they've capitulated. They're out. And I don't have it pulled up anymore. I might pull it up later. So I was looking at the top wallets. They're buying. The top every time we get a dip of over 2%, the top wallets are buying more Bitcoin. They're gonna average down. They're gonna keep averaging all the way down. Dollar cost average all the way to the bottom. And ultimately, when you do that, if you dollar cost average over time, you'll probably come out better than most people trying to catch a bottom. Nobody knows where it's at. So there it is, y'all. Most likely we break below, I'd say 19,875. We're gonna get down and test that 14 level, I believe. 14 first, then we go down to like 11. We'll see. We'll see. Anybody got anything they want to look at while I'm here? I'm just goofing off, screwing around. Market's closed. I ain't even trying to trade after hour stuff. I'm not worried about all that. I'm done. I started drinking 45 minutes ago. It's Friday afternoon. I got plans. Most of it's to drink and throw some steaks on the grill, but I mean, who wouldn't? Peloton got murdered the last couple days. That was great. That put worked out. Who else got beat to hell and back today? 23andMe. Yeah, look at that. That was beautiful right there. That was beast mode candle down. Tesla. Everybody been talking about Tesla today. Let's see what she's doing. We'll start on the weekly. And so we had that stupid split that I swear to God, I have 50 people. It's like, oh, we get free shares. I'm like, no. And if you were already in the Discord, you saw where I posted a chart. And I try to tell everybody, look, every time anybody, the last like 6 big companies to have a split, every time they've split, the following days were down. You bought before the split and you're still out money. You didn't get free shares. You still have your $1,000 invested or whatever it is. You're just getting ripped because then you're going to panic when you split and it's going down. That's just the way it works. And Tesla is one of them. I've got them lined out here. It's terrible. They get a dip for a couple days. You can get it cheaper if you buy afterwards. So right now, the weekly, we're just started to lose positive momentum, and we're trying to get below neutral on the RSI. It's not horrible. That can turn around in a heartbeat. You got to be wary of Tesla. Elon will say some crazy stuff and have the stock right back up in this triangle here. So this was more so bullish than the symmetrical. It's a little upward sloping, but we broke down. As of now, we've broke down out of it. We're trying to hold some of this support, but I wouldn't be surprised if Elon doesn't pop off something. I think a lot of that might have had to do with that T-Mobile partnership today and crap of trying to save it. I don't know why he's so fascinated by it, but once again, I'm not scared of it. It's not horrible yet on the daily. The 4 hour is telling a little worse story though. You do have, we broke down and then now we've back tested that line as resistance and started building negative momentum again. The RSI is in bearish control zone. A lot of red volume coming in. That's not looking promising on the shorter time frames. The hour, 1, 2, 3, and this is just a perfect example of how TA plays out. You gotta love it. We broke down out of it once, twice, 3 times. We tested it as resistance and gave up and went down. So in the short term, I probably would expect a little more downside of Tesla. Let's see if we can find out where that's going to be. Let's clean the chart up. if we're looking right now, it's kind of at a critical area right now. We're holding that high. We're trying to hold that high, which was multiple highs, multiple interactions there for a while. You have it used as support, resistance, dead on with that candle. Support, more support, resistance. Right here again, support, 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 support. I mean, like I said, the short term looked pretty nasty, but it's kind of already happened. I kind of feel like you just don't want to be short on Tesla, really, just because of Elon's clout. So, I mean, look what you've got again here, right here. It's even locally, not even the past, which the past is a lot stronger. Look at this support level. I mean, you got a lot of interaction here just locally. I would probably say we could go down at least to maybe 280, whatever this bottom candle is. Let's see. I don't know, man. 285, and then I would be looking for some kind of recovery. It is breaking whatever trend line we want to draw, but you got to be careful shorting Tesla. He gets a big thrill out of just wrecking the shorts. That's all I can say about that is that right there tells you how strong that support area, the price it's at right now, is extremely strong. And then after that, 295 would be your next. If it started ripping up, 295 is your next area of resistance. And it's not quite as strong as this area, so it should be easier to get through until you start getting up. And this is where you really start making some progress. That 313, which is going to be those two highs, you're going to have a ton of 313. If you were going long and it starts playing out, 313 would be one of your first targets to exit and start cutting your position down. If that helps at all, if that makes any sense. Blockchain Solutions, I don't know if I just rambled on too much or if that made any sense to you at all. If you felt like that brought any kind of value to your decision making, I hope it did. Anybody else? What else we want to look at? Name it. I'll pull it up. I'm just chilling. I'm just trying to give y'all a few minutes of my day. If I can bring value to your trading experience, that's why I'm here. Because I can sit on my porch, do all this stuff on a big screen, on the wall, and get plastered until my friends get off work and show up. I'm here for y'all. I don't like to hear myself speak. I say we look at RKT again because I love watching it crash because it makes so much money. I'll show you what I was talking about. I mean, they are a good company. Jesus. They are a good company. The stock sucks. Yeah, there's the life of it. Since its IPO, it's just, you can't be excited about that arc down at all. Especially on the weekly. Look, we're losing positive momentum. We couldn't even hardly stay above neutral. The RSI, the last time it was short of a couple days ago, the last time it was above neutral was April 26th of 2021. That's the last time the RSI was it touched neutral. It's not healthy at all. We had a rising wedge, bearish pattern. We broke out. It's confirmed on the RKT, the daily, building negative momentum. It's out. RSI devastated. 4 hours, still building massive negative momentum. Now we are starting to get close to being oversold on the RSI, but hell, this thing can stay oversold for a while. If you see here, multiple times. And the 1 hour, set it on fire, watch it burn. Yeah, yep. Let's see. AT&T. That's okay. I thought it was just. I didn't know it was AT&T like that. What's the ticker? Is it really? No. Or are we talking about a crypto? What is AT&T's ticker? Give me that, because I'll mess with AT&T. It's garbage. Years ago, I can't even remember the damn ticker. I'm ready to like OJ on that Invax, man. You had your I thought you sold, man, because we had that big pop, and I thought you were like right at break even, and you were gonna get away from it, cause man, it's up in there somewhere. Let me pull it up. I was almost positive it was like got out like $60 or something. Where was? Yeah, OJ, man, you had 1, 2, 3, 4 tests. Let's see how on the daily, bruh. You got up to $76. I thought you got out, man. Uh, yeah, definitely. Whoever, Jason, Tesla definitely going down. Uh, my chat's delayed. I don't know how to set that up, or maybe it's just my bandwidth. I don't know. Let's look at American Airlines. Reaper says down. I say up next week. Okay. Let's take it down from the top. Well, at one point we had a really nice looking head and shoulders trying to form, inverse head and shoulders. Got knocked down, got beat the hell down by the moving average, was garbage, big leg down. Right now, we're below neutral on the RSI on the weekly. Not good. We've got this little rising wedge or rising channel at the time. This weekly candle, look at that wick. The sellers came in. We're going to neutral back to negative on the Momo on the weekly already. That big candle down, that big bearish engulfing candle, while building more negative momentum. We got rejected off the neutral line on the daily chart, headed back down on the RSI. If we look in the past when we've seen it get rejected off neutral, we've had a nice pullback for quite a ways. You can see it's had multiple interactions at neutral where it just didn't want to do it, and it's used it as support and resistance multiple times. Right now, it just got rejected and headed down. That's the daily negative momentum. Look at the 4 hour. We're building negative momentum again. Quite a rejection there off of neutral, wanting to head back down to oversold. Still building negative momentum. I mean, personally, from what the chart's telling me, is there's nothing that I see pointing to a bullish run in the near term or even on the long term right now. You're still kind of trapped in this. You see it, we've been ping-ponging all the way down. Now, this could turn out to be and play out at some point a bullish situation if we bounce off it again, and then at that point we lose negative momentum, then start forming some type of bullish divergence or hidden bullish divergence. I just think it's going to take days to play out. On the weekly chart, it may take weeks to play out, but American Airlines is just not healthy at all right now. I messed up too, man. I thought I saw something earlier in the week, I think Monday, and I bought just a small call thinking that we'd get like a $2 or $3 pop, and I screwed around and just missed it. But that's just me, man. That's just me. I don't see, maybe, man, maybe you see something that I don't, and if you do, tell me. And if you ever want to, we'll try and maybe one day get maybe you and Reaper, all of us on here, if we can split screen this stuff up and throw some different trading strategies out here and different indicators we use. Because I want everybody to know, have as much information as possible. But to me, American Airlines looks just beat down and continue to be beat down. So, what's next? Foot Locker. A lot of y'all have questioned my Foot Locker put, and I want to address that. The main thing I'm not crazy about on being right about that Foot Locker put is the weekly. We haven't started losing negative momentum yet. The RSI is in bullish territory, and you can see this weekly candle bounced off the 200-day moving average. Now that insinuates a lot of bullishness, okay? But then we move down to the daily time frames, and we got rejected at an area of confluence after filling this gap. We got rejected off of these candles right here, which was a strong, I'll pull a line. You can go way back. There's a lot of interaction. Lots. So Foot Locker has had multiple times been supports. It's super strong support. But then we've had weeks of resistance also. Back, and we're talking about back to 2014. Pull it all the way over. Yeah, I mean, it's... So that's why on the daily, I feel like we have... Reset this chart real quick. There we go. And we're losing positive momentum. Look at all that sell pressure come in after this little rally. They had some good earnings. We got overbought, and it came down, but I thought it was going lower, and then we got this big bullish engulfing candle. Now we've almost covered it with this bearish candle while losing negative momentum. And the further down you get in the short term, the worse it looks. And I like that. We're already turning negative. We're getting rejected out of bullish territory up here. I like it. It just, you don't make those kind of runs in a week and not... It's Foot Locker. It's too many people order online. There's too many other competitors out there. It just is not gonna. It's not gonna hold up a rally like that. That's just me though. Then we've got the AXSM. Some stupid therapeutics company, but I like it right now because with such an insane run this last week or so, week or two. It's starting to roll over. We're starting to build negative momentum again. On the 4 hour, we're losing. We're rolling over, showing it. We're losing volume. We're trying to get, we're been way overbought for a minute now, for this week. That's starting to come because you're starting to get across. On the histograms here, starting to get across into neutral territory. I'm okay with that. I like it. So I think, and then the daily's finally started losing. We've got this big nasty red candle, started losing positive momentum, still overbought. I think Foot Locker's got to give up the ghost. It's overbought on the weekly even. It's got to, and I will roll that option over another month, and I think it'll be done for. But that's that. GNUS, it screwed us today. It just wouldn't let go. I think Bed Bath & Beyond right now is just playing games. I don't see them doing much. I think we're gonna have to do something on the 4 hour because it's losing all this momentum, but it's not making higher highs. We're making higher lows, but not higher highs. I think we're playing around. This is a stupid meme style. This is a Reddit crowd, people that just keep piling into it, thinking it's going to get this huge bounce. Man, I think we've had whatever bounce we're going to have. So I see more downside than that coming. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's okay to be wrong sometimes. All you can do is work with what it gives you. All right, I've been live 47 minutes. Just playing around this afternoon. It's Friday. I know everybody's got stuff to do. Kids' ball games. It's football night here in America for all of our high school students. Does anybody have any other questions that I could possibly give them any kind of insight or answers on? I'll be glad to answer it. If not, I'm getting real low on Buffalo Trace right now, and I'm gonna need to pour another one. Probably start dragging stuff out for dinner. Put some taters and some steaks on the grill and some whiskey. Call it a good time. All right. Well, fun times, man. Hey, dude, you have a great weekend, bro. And if I don't catch you in the Discord at some point this weekend with some crypto trades or whatever, man, of course, I'll see you Monday. Thanks for tuning in, dude. Like and subscribe. Let's do that. Everyone like and subscribe. Tick the little bell to get notifications. It helps the algorithm move me around where people can